edges. And we'll go back to the regular one. And I tend to stay further away from the edge. Everyone has their own preference, but that's mine. All right. And I already know that those hairs are gone. They're toast. They're just not going to happen in 3 minutes. All right. And we'll go ahead and do the rest of this. And for the sake of time, I'm just going to go ahead and finish it. All right. Now, one of the things that you can do right off the bat is if you made a mistake, you go in and correct it with the eraser. So if you know your edge is too thick, in areas where you don't need it to be thick, in areas where you should have adjusted the brush size, you can go ahead and fix that. Next thing is before you actually commit to it, you can see a preview of it. Let's just grab that. And before we even do the preview, we have to tell it, because Photoshop doesn't know, do I want the outside or the inside? So I have to fill this area. And you'll also know if you had any holes left because the whole thing would turn blue. So I did a good job. Now the next thing you'll do is you'll hit preview and that will show you what you got. And here's the tip. Most people are going to cancel at this point and try something else. So the tip is you can go in and use the edge cleanup tools. But my experience when this filter came out is that you will spend a lot of time using those tools, and there are actually easier, better ways to do it once you go ahead and make the extraction. But just to show you the edge cleanup, it does work, it just takes more time than I'm willing to commit to this. All right, and then I can go in here and do that, and kind of put things back, and you get the idea. Okay, so instead of spending a lot of time with the edge cleanup tools, I'm just going to go ahead and click OK. And again, you're going to notice pieces missing, pieces where you didn't quite, get rid of it enough, and you're then going to start trying to go ahead and fix that. So the first tip is to simply duplicate the layer, and what that will do is that will start to build up the edges. So where you might have cut in a little bit too much, you can just duplicate it maybe once or twice, and then combine those layers together, or not. It's up to you. Command Option Shift E or Control Alt Shift E to make that into a new layer. And then you can also go in with the history brush and start to put things back in areas where you missed or took away too much. So the extract filter can work, but one of the things I found to work even a little bit better than the extract filter, and here let's revert this. And I'm going to actually steal like 2 seconds. And the extract works, but let me show you something that was hidden, that was introduced around the same time. The eraser, it works great. No, that's not it. What you're going to do is you're going to use the background eraser. What the background eraser does is it does a more intelligent job of figuring out, once I get a decent brush size here, using that plus sign of what colors should be erased versus what colors not to erase. So you can set your controls, you can set the limits, you can set the tolerance, and you can do a pretty good job, if not a great job, using the background eraser. In some ways, even faster than the extract. So I would love to show you a lot more Save for Web. My one tip there, which I won't have time to show you, is that you can make Save for Web now an action and a droplet, and it never shows the dialog box. It's much faster. That's my time. Thanks.